Let's get it. Huge card today. I am so stoked. So stoked for today's MLB card. Trying to figure out a place to put this soda thing so you guys can see it because it's pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of MLB games today, man. Yesterday was a tease. Only 6 games. One got postponed. Royals game got delayed for 2 hours. Don't worry, stayed up, watched that. Had the under. Takes a sick pup to take it under in that game, and I'm just that pup. That's a fact. Shit cashed. Went 5-1 last night. 4-1, I think, last night, yesterday. Big day. Javon, you hit any bets yesterday? Any prize pick squares? Sure you did.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Drewer is always nice.
Right in the first inning. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, and I had the Royals failed me on the Rev line, but I had the Mariners and Reds laddered up to a couple, so that was nice too.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, you've been just absolutely killing it with the props. You prefer the props, right? You kind of focus more on those and prize picks, honestly, than you do straight bets. Are you like half and half with the bets usually on your card? Are you like 60-40, like 80-20 on the props and prize picks? Like what's your split?
I'd say it's pretty heavy. I don't know like an exact number, but I probably lean like 80-20 props. It's also like my units for props are like double the size of my units on straight bets, just because I spend a majority of my time researching those. Not that they don't kind of go hand in hand, but I think for me, I just like finding value in those because there's 200 props that you can choose from instead of just the 4 sides on a game. So
100%.
That's the way I look at it.
100%. And the books definitely spend less time setting those props than they do just games in general because less people bet it. It's not rocket science. Somebody asked if you like Rodon's strikeouts prop today. Is that something on your radar or
no? I mean, with the total in that game, it may be. I hate taking numbers at 7. Like I know people have it on books too, but I hate taking numbers at 7 on prize picks because they're always really sharp. Especially with Rodon, Shane McClanahan, a couple other guys. It's a push probably 60% of the time. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, 100%. Need some spoon-fed props today. That might not be one of them. I also hate taking strikeout props when they're on an even number. I feel like they do that on purpose to get you to not fucking bet on them. I feel like I push on those all the time. So that's definitely not my favorite prop, although I will say that total was weirdly low in that game. We might see a pitcher's duel out of 2 pitchers who stink, which is super weird. That's what the line's telling me. We'll have to see. I'm sure people will be all over the over. Not I. We've got a big week this week, my man. Yesterday we had the OGs on, obviously, Delberto, Ollie, and you. Today, just you and me flying solo. We're going to do updated power rankings, and we're going to talk about some underrated, underappreciated, under-talked about MLB players. I'm super stoked for it, and then we're going to go over, obviously the card today and what bets we like and stuff like that. But big day today. Tomorrow we're getting my guy Chef T up in here. He's going to be cooking while we're talking sports, cooking up winners while he's cooking up crab cakes. It's going to be absolutely electric. He'll be on tomorrow around like 1:30ish probably to close us out after, you and me talk baseball for a little bit. But super stoked to have my man Chef T on, making up some crab cakes, cooking up those while I'm cooking up winners. We'll be talking some baseball, maybe even some NBA. I know he's a big Bulls fan. So super stoked to have him on. Should be pretty different. Cool experience, having him on, cooking, showing you the recipe and shit like that. Trying to do some different shit. I like it. It should be pretty fun. And then Thursday, going to have my guy Chase Howell from Action Network on here talking golf a little bit. Big week for golf. With the Live Tour going on. Phil Mickelson is going over there with a bunch of other guys. Super bummed, but really curious to hear his take because he's a golf pro. And we tried to have him on, 2 weeks ago, and his internet was connected to a potato. So didn't really get to hear much from him, but super stoked to have him on. And then Friday, got my guy Hutton Jackson coming on here to talk a little bit of PLL for a little bit of lacrosse for the weekend, going over some plays. I'm going to have some lacrosse plays this weekend. And then having my guy Adam Trigger on here who's a professional sports bettor, to close us out and talking some MLB on Friday. So super stoked, and even some KBO maybe. He bets KBO as well, so I'm kind of stoked to pick his brain on that a little bit. We've got a big week ahead of us, Javon. A lot of baseball, a lot of guests. Should be a great week for Behind the Lines. Super stoked. Chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let me know if you guys are enjoying it. If you ever have any, suggestions or stuff we should talk about, please let us know. Please let us know because we want to talk about what you guys want to hear. It's that simple. This isn't, ESPN. We're not here to just talk about, the number one topic of the week and go over and give everyone's take. We're trying to make this, as tailored to what you guys want to listen to and what you guys want to hear. So let us know. If you guys have any suggestions, please. If you guys have any free winners, please, by all means, let us know.
Spoon feed us too.
Spoon feed. We like to be spoon fed as well, just like the rest of us, just like you guys. So I'm really stoked for the card today. Let's talk about a couple pending things going on in baseball though. Dallas Keuchel. Is he what's he going to be doing? What's he going to be doing on the D-backs? You think he's going to be all right? You think he's going to be pretty ass? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean,
I cannot believe he got signed so quick. Actually, I can't because he's a veteran, but I mean, he's been terrible.
Yeah, I mean, like I completely get the angle of he's a veteran arm, and that's definitely a valuable asset, especially around this time of the year where guys are starting to get injured and everything. I just thought personally he wasn't going to get that much interest until maybe a little towards the trade deadline or something like that. But
yeah,
I don't really. I think he's going to be back on the fade train. I think we can definitely expect him to get hit around a little bit, especially playing at home in that ballpark that's been pretty hitter friendly. So I mean, I don't know here. I'm not expecting too much from the guy.
Yeah, no, neither am I. But he got picked up quick. We'll see. Maybe the Snakes could use him down the line at a little playoff push. We'll have to see. And maybe if your dog has a little celebrity pick, we can get him up here and get him out here and get some action going. I know you're going to the hockey game tonight. You're in Tampa, correct? That should be pretty electric.
Yeah, that should be pretty fun. I think I've only been to one other playoff hockey game, and it was this year too. I went to the Stars Flames game, so I'm really, really excited, especially since the tickets were $3.99. So I'm cool.
Wow, huge dub. Yeah, someone in chat said they appreciate our knowledge. How about that? Love to hear it. Absolutely love to hear it. How about Robbie Ratt being just absolute ass cheeks, still getting the win somehow? But he's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. He's given up the most runs for a starting pitcher in the AL this year. People are saying, is he the most fraudulent Cy Young winner of all time? Curious on your take, because this guy stinks. I was backing him, gassing him up all day yesterday. One of the only people left. I think you were too. You and me were both gassing him up, saying this is the time he does it. This is when he starts pitching well, and he made us look like Ronald McDonald. What's good with him? Is he toast? Is he the worst Cy Young winner of all time? Do we give up? Do we keep backing him and losing money? Although he did win us money last night somehow. What are you thinking?
Well, to be fair, yes, we thought Ray was going to have a good performance, but I think it was more a fate of the Astros against lefties than a support of Robbie Ray. So in that sense, I think it's not necessarily we weren't too out of pocket for backing Ray. But I mean, at the end of the day, they did get it done. But I think for Robbie Ray, I think this is more of the pitcher that the guy really is. I think he had a great year, absolutely. But I think he's kind of coming down to earth now. Just like guys regress in season, I think he's regressing from season to season. So I think that's a lot of the same things that we see from pitcher after pitcher, whether, like I said, it's this year or between seasons.
I think he's doing a little bit more than coming down to earth. He's literally in the earth's crust at this point. The dude is – maybe he's hit rock bottom. Maybe he hasn't. But, I mean, you got to believe that he's going to get a little bit better as the season goes on. I mean, goodness gracious. Maybe he's not as good as he was last year. I mean, at this point, it's pretty fair to say he's not. Maybe that was just an outlier year he had. Hell of a year he did. But goodness gracious, that dude stinks. Rooting for him. Hope he figures it out because there's going to be serious value on him going forward.
Yeah,
probably going to be betting on him, unfortunately. Someone said Rick Porcello. Yeah, he's probably the worst Cy Young winner of all time. I agree, Cam.
Yeah.
How about Hunter Green? How about Hunter Green doing something for once? Good for him.
Yeah, the guy dealt yesterday. I love to see that.
Yeah, that's what he's supposed to be doing. At one point, the number one prospect in baseball. People forget that he was also a hitter too. So pretty cool. Rooting for the guy. He went up there, dealt. I had the Reds yesterday. Dude shoved. That's what we're supposed to be seeing at 100 green. That's what he's capable of. I hope we see more of that going forward. We know it's in there. He's young as shit. It's going to be, a bumpy road for sure, especially for a new starting pitcher, right? That's how it goes. But hopefully with time, we see more of those starts from him because that was electric. The dude absolutely dealt. I think he had 8 or 9 Ks.
Yeah.
He was unhittable. Unhittable. Perfect matchup for him against a team that strikes out a ton. Great game from him. Really bummed it got rained out. Was hoping he'd go in 8th inning. Maybe we'd see 10 Ks. But what a performance from him. And also the Reds. Shout out Greg Peterson for tweeting this one. But the Reds have scored 4 or more runs in the last 20 games. That's impressive. That goes to show you, number one, their offense is not terrible. They're actually good. Number two, their pitchers stink. Their pitchers stink. Now, is that stat a little bit skewed because, they're losing a lot of these games and people are putting in worse pitchers because it's not a close game and they're not facing people's best bullpens? For sure. But you're putting up 4 runs a game for the last month. That's extremely impressive. Shout out the Reds. Maybe they can get some more wins going forward. I'm going to look to take some unders going forward because now people are hip to their offense. What do you think about these Reds?
Dude, I mean, I love their offense. I think the guys at the top of that lineup they're all continuing to play really well. I mean, we talk about obviously Tommy Pham and Joey Votto. Joey Votto started the season off pretty terrible, and he's still not the Joey Votto that we all know and love, but he's slowly getting back there. The guy's been hitting
100%
really well lately. Tommy Pham, same thing. He's not the Tommy Pham we're used to, but he's getting there. He's a lot better in the beginning of the season. But the guys like Tyler Stevenson, even Nick Senzel at the top of that lineup, of course, best player on earth at the moment, Brandon Drury. They got a lot of guys in that lineup that are producing, so I think they're only going to continue to get better going forward.
100%, and I agree with this take. Fuck LeBron James, I'm better. Yeah, I'm with you. If they get Jonathan India back, I don't know what his timetable is, but they're scoring runs. They're scoring runs, no doubt about it. Hopefully they can get some arms going and they're not, this bad going forward. Got to root for teams like the Reds. Have to. It's good for baseball when smaller market teams are good. I'm not saying they're, the Athletics, but they're definitely not rich. So I love rooting for teams like that. Teams like the Orioles, you already know that. I've already given the spiel.
Yeah.
Eduardo Escobar, he's starting to get going. The dude can't field a ground ball right now, but the dude can absolutely hit. He hit for the cycle last night. What a freaking stud. This Mets lineup is they're scary. They're scary. It's official. I'm officially publicly stating that the Mets are a good baseball team. This is the first time I've said it, probably the last time. Hopefully I jinx it. Can't stand them. But they're actually winning baseball games. They're finding ways to win, unlike the Mets, who usually are finding ways to lose. I'm impressed. They're doing this without their 2 big arms. Shout out Buck Showalter. Honestly, I give him all the credit. I give Buck Showalter all the credit for holding that team down with a bunch of stars in that lineup, holding it down while their main guys are hurt. Shout out Buck. He's always been a great manager. He's the glue of that team, 100%. I wouldn't want to play the Mets going forward. In the playoffs, I probably would because they'll find a way to lose. But the Mets are good. The Mets are good. You like them?
Yeah, they're a very good team. I think at this exact point in the season, I think it's clearly the 2 New York teams of the class of the MLB right now. Yeah. I think the Dodgers will obviously eventually get back up to being the Dodgers, but right now they're just not. And with the thing with the 2 New York teams is, like you said, they're doing it without their top arms in the rotation. And then you look at the Yankees too; they're doing it with basically half a AAA lineup. So I mean, both of these teams are going to be so scary going forward, especially if Lindor can continue. I mean, along with the other guys in the lineup, but Lindor especially can continue overproducing on the offensive end because he's not an offensive guy, as we all know. He's been producing a lot more than a lot of people have expected him to, and if he can do that, I mean, I don't see who's stopping this Mets team, at least in the National League, if they continue to do this.
Well, the Dodgers are going to have something to say about that, but we will see. The Dodgers also like choking, so I don't really know. Maybe the Cardinals or the Giants will get going second half, and a good franchise will take them out. But we'll have to see. I'm impressed. I hate to say it. Makes me sick to my stomach. I'm impressed by the Mets. There, I said it. done talking about him. Is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., is he back? He's got 6 home runs in his last 12 games. He's starting to hit the ball really hard and really far again. That little slump he was in for about a month seems to be done. Toronto's back, and the team obviously comes and goes with him because as soon as he got going again, the team got going again. The team comes and goes with Vladdy. Makes a lot of sense. He's the heart and soul of that team. When he's hitting, they're winning. I think he's back, and I am scared of this Blue Jays team. I think they're legit. They're legit. They could figure out some consistency at the starting pitching position like we talked about yesterday, which I think they will. Wouldn't be surprised if they go out and get a guy. Please take Strasburg's contract off our hands, please. And he's about to pitch soon, by the way, too, which I'm super excited about. He's about to come back and probably pitch within the next 2 weeks. Thank goodness. So this Blue Jays team is good. They're playing like everyone expected. I know they took a ton of future tickets to win the World Series, a little too trendy for me, but they're starting to play good, and I don't think they've reached, the top of their potential yet, especially on the mound. They need Ryu back and healthy and good. Gosman will bounce back. I'm not worried about him, but they need some arms. Their bullpen's not great, but, like my guy said right here, when you have Alejandro Kirk on your team, the rest is history. That's just a fact. Yep. Get the guy to the All-Star game.
Honestly.
Get him to the All-Star game. He's hitting over 300. He's a stud. Love the guy. Doesn't strike out, although he struck out last night, but very rarely strikes out. He's got the smallest strike zone ever. I love Alejandro Kirk. He's one of my favorite players to watch in baseball. Absolutely electric.
He's absolutely
They
awesome.
have to play him now. They have to play him now. They got Jansen, and they have to play Jensen too. Jansen, whatever his name is. I think it's Jensen. They have to play both those guys. So it's crazy what they're doing out there to get both those guys in the lineup. I love me some Alejandro Kirk. My favorite non-nat in the league right now. 100%.
I hate the guy. The guy's just awesome. You look at the Jays team, obviously it was a matter of time before Vladdy gets going. But, even before he really started to turn it on, Springer was getting hot. A lot of guys in that lineup, Kirk obviously playing well, Jansen playing well. Teoscar really doesn't hit for average, but he's given us a power spike to this team, which is what he's here for. And you got guys like Espinal who've been hitting really well too. It's just a matter of time. They finally started to put it together, and like you said, once they figure out their pitching situation, get some consistency from there, go get a guy. I saw somebody say in the comments, Frankie Montas is a very interesting name that I think they're going to be monitoring. We go out and get a guy like that. It's really going to be tough, and I hate it. I hate it for the AL East because I very well could end up 4th by the end of the year, which
straight up. Maybe
still might be in the wild card though if we finish 4th in the division, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm tired of
being the race.
I'm probably going to bet on you guys today because that line is super, super weird. I can't stand the Rays. I'll say right to your face, Javon, you guys stress me out. You guys stress me out. Your offense is not impressing me one bit. But they'll get it going. I'm not worried about it. Trent saying the Angels get their first win tonight. God damn it, Trent. Why do you got to say that? Trent, what's your favorite? I want to know what the model's favorite play is. Can you give us a sneak peek what the biggest edge the model has on the MLB card today that people want to know? Let me know what you got on them. Yeah, I'm super stoked. We're going to go over my updated power rankings, and then we're going to go over, some underrated players. I know, Trent, you told us they weren't winning last night. I know. I don't know why you listen to me. You know baseball too. I don't feel bad. I lost $500 on it. And gosh, the Angels, let me say this real quick. The Angels are the new Phillies. They find ways to lose. Could have been 5-0 yesterday, I know. They find ways to lose. Favorite play is Tigers money line. Please don't overthink it. Wow, that stinks. Screwball, I'm sorry, brother. I guess your 5-inning streak ends today. Trent, I actually do like that play, though, all jokes aside, which is why I'm kind of scared. But yeah, Scooby's going to deal today, I think. I think I feel like the public's going to be all over Screwball. I think people know that he's good now, and that worries me a little bit. He's trendy. That's for sure. Might have to take the Tigers off my card. Let's see. Yeah, Trent woke up and chose violence. That's a fact. Just ruining my plays. Okay. Yeah, I want to go over the power rankings, my updated power rankings. Real quick, though, if you guys are looking for some good sportsbook odds, go over to thegameday.com or drop a follow on @thegameday on social media. They'll give you whatever promos you're looking for in your states based on the book. If you're looking to open up a new account on a sportsbook, go check it out. They'll tell you which promos they got, give you some free cash to play with. Krabs gone corporate. Let's move on to power rankings. Super stoked to give you guys an update. Let me rip through what I had the first time around, and then I'll give you the updated one. So 2 weeks ago when we did this, had the Dodgers at 1, Yankees at 2, Astros at 3, Padres at 4, Mets at 5, Angels at 6, Brewers at 7, Cardinals at 8, the Twins at 9, and your Rays were somehow 10th. That was a mistake. That should have been taken out.
I told you that. I told you that when we were going over it.
That should have been a mistake. And next time when we do this, we should sync up on it and do it together. That way the squad knows that 2 big brains are on it. But here's what I got, and I want all your honest opinions on it, Javon, afterwards. Here's what I got. My power rankings 2.0 as of this morning. Did some serious digging. Number 1, the New York Yankees. Wow. They're number 1. I hate to say it. Their arms are cracked out right now. I've said this before. I'll say it again. If Garrett Cole is their worst starting pitcher, they're winning the World Series, and it's not going to be close. Although he's not going to be the worst pitcher by the end of the year. They've got 4 other arms who are performing like number 1s and number 2s on every other team, including Nestor Cortez. And I also want to say something about Nestor Cortez. I'm going to say it. I like the guy. I like the guy. I hate that he's on the Yankees. I hate everything about him. I hate everything about that organization. But I'm going to say it out loud right now because I have to. I'm an open book. I like Nestor Cortez. He's blue collar. He's one of us. He looks like a dude I see pumping gas down the street. He looks like a normal human being that I would see in public. He doesn't make any sense. He's a grinder, late bloomer. I like him. I like the mustache. I think it looks cool. There, I said it. I like Nestor Cortez. I'm still probably going to fade him tomorrow. But I like him.
Somebody's got to clip that. Somebody's got to clip that and post it.
Please don't. Okay. Let's go to – I really don't think much has to be really said about the Yankees at this point. They're the best team in baseball right now. Number 2, I got the Mets. I got the Mets jumping the Dodgers. I think a lot of people would have the Dodgers here too. I don't right now. I like the Mets. They're coming off of a 6-0 homestand, and then they went out to L.A. And they split in L.A., which is impressive. I thought they were going to get swept by L.A. because L.A. was coming off getting swept, so they were hungry as shit. But the Mets fought back in those last 2 games and proved that they're legit. They showed serious heart. Those 2 games, in my eyes, for me, is why I'm saying the Mets are legit. Because I saw them absolutely battle and win those last 2 games of the series when they easily could have keeled over and died and given up the series and gotten swept by a better roster, straight up. And then they just went out to San Diego and they put up like 11 runs last night. It's incredible. The total was 7.5, and they covered it themselves. They lead the majors in batting average and on base percentage. They hit, and they have 2 top 5 starting pitchers in baseball, and they're not even playing right now. And they're still, in my eyes, the second best team in baseball. Watch out for the Mets. They'll find a way to lose it. They'll find a way to fuck it up. But right now, in my power rankings, they are number 2 ahead of the Dodgers. The Dodgers are number 3. The Dodgers were swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates, which I don't think is as big of a deal as people do, because I don't think the Pirates are as bad as people think. But it's not good. Anytime you get swept at home isn't good, especially by a team like the Pirates. Yeah, I was not impressed. I think the Dodgers are kind of just clocking hours and trying to get to the postseason, to be honest with you. Their manager, I don't love. Kershaw's hurt. They really need him back. He's coming back soon. But, gosh, the Dodgers look like they're just kind of sleepwalking. They're just sleepwalking out there. It's impressive that their record is like this, that their record is this good with how little effort I've been seeing from them on the field. Now, granted, Mookie Betts has been balling. Trey Turner has been balling, but they need Freddie to get going and play like he's Freddie Freeman. They need Justin Turner to wake up. And they need Urias and Bueller to fucking kick it into second gear because those guys talk about sleepwalking through their starts. Those are two guys right there that are sleepwalking through every outing they've had this season. They need to pick it up. The Dodgers will probably be number one by the end of the year on this list. I don't doubt it, but they need to pick it up. It's a 162-game season. If they sleepwalk through the whole year, they might fall a little bit. They can make the playoffs literally with their eyes closed, but Trent's saying, why are the Mets plus money again tonight? What do you think about that game?
I don't even know.
I'm looking. Yeah, Taijuan Walker versus Yu Darvish. Give me Yu Darvish at home. He's favored for a reason. Everyone watched the Mets go off last night. Trent, I like you. I like you in a bounce back start. Okay, number 4. I've got the Astros. Not really a surprise. Honestly, thought about putting them at 3. I like the Astros. They're 24-9 since the start of May. They've got a 2.5 ERA. They're finally getting healthy again. They're scary. They can win it all. Veteran team, been there before. Dusty Baker's like 95 years old. That dude's been there before. Watch out for this Astros team. They're very fucking good, just like they are every year. Everyone hates them. That's why I think they have a chance, because they have a target on their back. Those players will permanently have a target on their back their entire rest of their career. And I like betting on teams that have targets on their back like that and always go out there every day having something to prove the public wrong, that they are still good without the trash cans, although they are pieces of shit for cheating. But everyone cheats, but they just took it too far. Number 5, I've got the Blue Jays. I've got the Blue Jays all the way up to number 5. They weren't even in my power rankings last year. They were last 2 weeks. They were in the honorable mention. The Blue Jays showed me that they're good. This is the team we expected, and I still think they can do more. We've already talked about them today, so I'm not going to go into super depth. But they've won 8 games in a row. I mean, they look like they're playing a double-A team last night. Let's be honest here. They have a very, very easy schedule the next 2 weeks as well. So I don't think they're slowing down at any moments. They're number 5 for me. Number 6, I got the Cardinals. I got the Cardinals a little bit higher than most people do because they're a great run franchise. They're coming off a sweep against the Padres. This Cardinals team is legit. Do I think they lose today? Yep. But they're good. The Cardinals are good. They got some young talent like Gorman. Nick Gorman's going to be in the league or Nolan Gorman, whatever his name is. He's going to be in the league for a long, long, long time. This dude's a stud. Dan Uglacop. Shout out the Capwise boys for putting me onto that. This kid's legit. Their lineup is very good. They've got the best hitter in baseball, debatably right now, Paul Goldschmidt. They've got Nolan Arenado. They've got very, very underrated role players as well. Javon, I know you love their role players. They're good.
Love them.
No doubt about it. And they've got some veteran arms. A couple of their arms do scare me, but they got Wainwright at the front. I trust that dude in the playoffs. I trust that dude in big games. Number 7, I got the Brewers. A lot of people have the Brewers, 4, 5, or 6. I got them at 7. They haven't proved to me that they can score enough runs. Their lineup does not impress me. Their pitching rotation, they've kind of been sleepwalking a little bit too, and they've had some injury concerns as well. But they need to lock in and get it going because they're a pitching-heavy team. They need to prove that and keep dealing. They need Peralta back at full strength. That's a fact. Their offense doesn't scare me one bit. They lost 3 or 4 to the Padres. Still haven't played anyone good. Their offense is weak, average. They're average in my mind. So I got them at 7. Their record is better than their team, in my opinion. Number 8, I got the Padres. They're 11 games over 500 without their best player. It's that simple. They got 4 great starting pitchers and Blake Snell, who's going to have it figured out, as the season goes on. He's going to figure it out. I'm not saying he's going to be an ace, but he'll be good. They have a great rotation. They have a great starting lineup, one of the best hitters in baseball right now, Machado, and they're going to get Tatis back. This team's good. I could see them creeping up the power rankings as the weeks go on. They need to figure out how to play at home, though, because they really stink at home. Number 9, I've got probably the least talked about, most underrated team in baseball, a team that nobody really cares about or pays attention to because they don't have a bunch of big names. It's the Minnesota Twins. It's the Minnesota Twins. They're winning baseball games with a bunch of no names. They took 2 out of 3 against the hottest team in baseball last series, the Blue Jays. They're very, very, very underrated. I'm impressed. I don't think it'll last, but right now I got them at 9. They deserve it. They deserve it. I faded Waino the other day against the Cubs. How can you say that you trust him in a big game? First of all, I can do whatever I want. Second of all, that was 2 days ago. Today's today. Just because I fade a pitcher doesn't mean I don't think they're good. Just because I fade a pitcher doesn't mean I don't put respect on them. I fade spots. I bet lines, not teams. That's why I faded Wainwright in a game where he should have been minus 150, but he was barely a favorite. And honestly, the Cubs should have won that game. So that's my take on that. Wainwright is a Hall of Famer. He's a beast. Just because I fade somebody doesn't mean I don't like them. Just because I fade somebody doesn't mean I don't think they're good. I bet lines, not teams. That's how I went. Number 10. I put the Red Sox in number 10. They're finally above 500. I'm cool with putting them in my top 10. They've won 16 of 23 games. They're finally above 500. This lineup is scary as shit. Will their old pitchers continue to deal? I don't know. But their lineup can carry them. I don't really care about their pitchers. Their lineup is insane. They got 5 guys hitting over 300. JD Martinez, debatably the best hitter in baseball. I know I've said that about 3 guys today, but I can't really decide who's the best hitter in baseball. There's so many guys that are just absolutely dominating. And JD Martinez is one of them. And so is Rafael Devers. And Trevor Story hasn't even done anything yet. Watch out for the Sox. Watch out for the Sox. Everyone counted them out. They overperformed last year. Maybe they overperform again this year. I don't know. But they're coming. So watch out. I would not want to play that team. I'll tell you that much. Great manager. Alex Cora, he's kind of a scum, but he's a great manager. Let's not kid ourselves. The dude's he's good. I wish he was my manager. Honorable mention. I got your Rays. First out. They're underperforming in my eyes, and I think you agree as well.
Yep.
Giants, I got in there. Can't trust their pitchers. They've had some injury bugs. I think they'll be fine by the end of the year. Wouldn't be surprised if they're in my top 10 going forward at some point. But right now, I just can't trust them. I got the Braves in my honorable mention. They're doing the same thing this year that they did last year. They literally had the same record last week as they did last season, and they won the World Series. So there's a lot of baseball games, guys. There's 162. You can't count a team out 50 games in. That's facts. You can't. The Braves are coming. They're coming, and their pitchers aren't even pitching well. Morton looks like a bum. Fried looks a little off. They got some young arms who are going to get better throughout the season. Watch out for this Braves team. They're coming. Do I think they win the World Series? Nope. They're missing a key element of their team, the glue. The glue is gone in Freddie Freeman, but they're still good. I still think they can win this division. I really do. I could still see them winning the division. Could definitely see them. I should probably bet it. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not worried about it. I could see them passing the Mets if the Mets decide to Met. We'll have to see. And then I got the Angels, who I don't even know if they deserve me talking about them. They stink. I had them at number 6 2 weeks ago, and they've lost 12 games in a row, and they're terrible, and they find ways to lose. They're the new Phillies. I can't stand them. They probably win today. Because everyone's going to be hopping off of them. I'll probably be betting them again today. They got their Detmers is pitching at plus money at home. This is the game that everyone hops off the Angels. I bricked yesterday. I think I was the game early. They win today, but they still stink. They're not in my top 10. Not even close. And then to round it up, the White Sox, they need Tim Anderson back. They need a lot of things. They need a new manager. They need to show some effort and actually try. They get a bunch of dudes who are just ghosting through the games and don't really care. They need their spark plug TA back now, or else this could get ugly. But I do think that they could turn it around. There's so much time left, and they have such a good roster. Even though their coach is a bonehead, I still think they could turn it around. So that's what I got. Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Astros, Blue Jays, Cardinals, Brewers, Padres, Twins, Red Sox. That's my top 10. That's what I got. Javon, any takes, any inputs? What do you like? What do you hate?
Yeah, so I mean, on the top half, we were pretty similar. I think it was exactly the same actually for the first 5. But First time around, I did not have the Rays in it. I do now.
Wow.
I have them at 10, and this is why. Their offense has been atrocious, right? It's been terrible, but they've started to figure out some lineup rotations that are starting to work, for one. And two, throughout this whole stretch of them playing terrible, they're keeping themselves afloat. They're doing what the Rays do best. They're not sinking. They're not, they haven't lost like 7 in a row or anything, or however many the Angels have lost in a row, like 12 or something or whatever.
12.
They're figuring it out. And I think a lot of the problem is we haven't had bullpen depth lately, which guys are coming back, and Yarbrough is not going to have to be a starter because Shane Baz will be coming back sometime this week.
Ooh.
So I think, and
watch out for him.
And then you got Wander coming back off the IL sometime soon as well. And some of the guys are honestly starting to hit a little better individually. I know Margot is starting to get it going a little bit. G-Man Choi has been a pretty steady presence. Kiermaier's fallen off a little bit, but I trust him to be kind of competent, which is insane to say. But I think especially this is kind of the same reason I have the Red Sox, a little higher too. I think this is the part of the season where there's a lot of winnable games in front of them, and they have the chance to kind of show what they are and to kind of go on the run that makes the Rays that you see every year, the Rays that continue to figure it out, and the Rays that, they're just dominant without playing well, which is kind of the Rays MO. But
dominant without big names, dominant without, flashy players. They're just a well-run team. They're just a great team. And those are the kind of teams that have success in the postseason we saw last year. The Rays will be in my top 10 by the end of the year. I'd be willing to bet $500 on it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I bet they will be.
100%.
I bet they will be.
I have the Red Sox at 7.
Wow.
For a lot of the same reason. I mean, I like what I'm seeing from them, as a lot of us do. But you got to look at.
Always got to be so bricked up.
You got to look at what's in front of them too. Like their schedule coming up this month: Angels, Mariners, A's, Cardinals, Tigers, Guardians, Jays to finish it off. Like those are a lot of winnable games. And for an offense to start and figure it out, those are games where you're not playing great offenses in the A's, Tigers, Mariners, even the Angels right now. Like these are games where kind of any offensive showing, like we saw last night, sadly, is going to get you a win. And they can go on a little streak here, find their place in the division. Especially, not that I think the Yankees are going to sputter, but if there's any time you can try and gain ground in that race, it's going to be right now. So I think the Red Sox have a lot of winnable games in front of them. Pitching's been amazing. I think if they can finally figure out their kind of Whitlock experiment and kind of figure it out with the bullpen and the rest of the rotation, they're going to be set up for some good success here. It'll be tough in the division, but yeah.
I agree. I think they need to put him back in the bullpen. They really need a good bullpen arm. Put him back in the bullpen when Chris Sale comes back, which God knows when that's happening. Just put Chris Sale in the rotation, put Whitlock back in the pen, and have that guy coming out of the pen throwing 2 innings, 2.5 innings when you need him, in the playoffs. Because you need guys like that who could come in, shut the door. We see it in college baseball all the time.
Yeah.
You put in a reliever for 4 innings if you need to, if that's your guy. Put in a starter. We'll see it. We see it in the majors too. People put starters out of the pen. The Nats did it in 2019 with Pat Corbin. Shout out Pat Corbin. God, that guy sucks.
The Orioles have done it with a lot of their pen. They got guys like Jorge Lopez coming out of the pen with a brand new pitch arsenal, throwing 99 with literally a sub-2 ERA.
I don't know what that guy did this offseason, but I would like to do the same. Whatever he took, whatever he was doing, I'd like to be on that regimen. Because he's figured it out. God, I love the Orioles. I love the Orioles today. And we'll get to the bets. I don't want to talk about too much, but I love the Orioles today in a game where the line makes no fucking sense. No fucking sense. We'll get to that too. There's a lot of games like that today. I'm super excited. There's some plays I really fucking like today. There's some plays I really fucking like. We're attacking the board today, guys. We're making money. We're making money. Just like yesterday, just like all last week, just like the week before, we're making money. That's what we've been doing. We started out slow. I started out slow, at least. You've been killing it the whole fucking year. Started out slow, first month of the season. Guys, we're here. We're here, and let's keep it rolling. Not getting confident or not getting cocky. We are confident. Let the results talk. That's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing the last 2 weeks. We continue it today. Same shit, different day. All right, let's go into our underrated, untalked about sleeper MLB players. I think this is a cool segment. We'll probably do this a couple times this year. Oh, breaking. The dude with the rack on the backs officially has a rack on the Reds today per source. Oh, my goodness gracious. The rack on the backs. I mean, I said it yesterday.
The rack on the backs is back now.
I love the rack on the backs story. I love how it sounds. It's cool. If it hit, the guy would have sounded like a G. And I love his attitude. He's coming back with another play today. A rack on the Reds, a red rack. He's got a red rack going today. I love it. That's a lot of heart. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. I'm going to start it out with some dude who probably half the people in here don't even know who he is. It's Luis Arias. And this dude has been carrying the Twins all season at the leadoff spot. The dude he's a line drive machine. He's got 1 home run this year. Doesn't matter. He's a base hit machine. He's been a staple at the leadoff position for the Twins. And when they've had injury problems or guys, their lineup isn't very flashy. He's carrying them right now. He leads the league in batting average at .358. He's number 1 in batting average. The dude's been balling. Doesn't do anything cool. Doesn't hit for power. Isn't flashy. He just hits. And he's got a .450 on base percentage. Guys, he's getting on half of his at-bats. He's getting on base. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Luis Arias, respect, my man. You're balling. Keep it up. Javon, you got one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with Aaron Ashby. I think he gets kind of lost in the shuffle in the Brewers rotation. That's, got Corbin Burns, Eric Lauer. Then obviously, Peralta and Woodruff are pretty hurt. But people don't realize how good this guy's stuff is. And, I talk about this all the time because I've been taking his strikeout prop ever since he's been moved in the rotation. Because that's, sitting at 4.5, 5. And he has 26 in his last 3 starts. So, I mean, he's a converted reliever, so that plays into it a little bit. But the guy's got some of the best swing and miss stuff, I think, in the game right now. Watching him, he kind of reminds me of Shane McClanahan if you were throwing a sinker. I just think he is probably one of my favorite pitchers to watch right now, and he comes with it every time. He goes out and he strikes out lineups that don't strike out or that are really good against lefties. He's done it time and time again. And I think he's such a valuable asset to that Brewers staff and bullpen in general, because he gives them a lot of flexibility. Obviously, he came out of the bullpen. Now they're trying to use him as a key rotation piece. Even before that, he was kind of the long relief guy in the bullpen. He would come in and give them 4 to close a game, kind of like a college pitcher does in the regionals or something like that. So yeah, I love Aaron Ashby, and I think people do not give him the respect that he deserves.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, nobody talks about him. He gets overshadowed by the studs on his team. You're 100% right. He's a young guy too, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's a stud. You got to look out for these guys who don't have big names, but they have big numbers. That's one of the guys right there. Dude's a dog. The Brewers need guys like him because they're so pitcher heavy. They need Ashbys. They need guys like that to just dominate. They need their 4 and their 5 in their rotation to be very good. For the Brewers to be good, they need their 4 and their 5 in the rotation to be 3s and 4s on most teams. That's how good they need, and they're getting that right now out of these guys. So I'm with you. I like that play a lot. I got to gas up your guy, Ty France. Now, a lot of people know the name Ty France. He's been around the block, right? But the dude's raking again. He's second in the MLB in hits behind Devers, who is just on another level, but everyone knows him. Ty France is second in MLB in hits. He's 7th in batting average, 12th in RBIs. The dude is clutch as they come. I feel like anytime the Mariners have a big hit, it's him. Rodriguez is actually starting to get going now. The rookie, he's starting to be very good as well, but thank goodness they need him. But it's been Ty France carrying them the entire season when they were really, really struggling early. He was the only one doing anything. He was winning them games, keeping them afloat. Reminded me a lot of Rendon keeping the Nats afloat the first half of the season in 2019 when no one else could hit a baseball. Yeah. This dude's legit. He could play a couple positions. They got him at first right now, but he can play pretty much anywhere. Not shortstop, but Ty France is a stud. He's the heart and soul of the team. Last night we saw it. Bench is cleared when he got hit by a pitch. He gets hit all the time. He's the glue of the team. They go with him. Extremely underrated player. Keep your eyes peeled for Ty France because he's putting up the results. And the team comes and goes with him. I love me some Ty France, and I know you do too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love him. He's been such a steady presence for that offense. And like you said, even when they were struggling, he was the one that was kind of keeping them from being like a historically bad offense at the time. And a big reason for, the guys breaking out behind him, like Julio Rodriguez, is he's the one getting that offense going. I mean, he's hitting in front of Julio. He's hitting in front of J.P. Crawford in most games. Those are guys that are taking advantage of that spot. And you can't say enough. Can't say enough about Ty France. He's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You got another one?
Oh yes, I do. We're going to play. We're playing the age-old game of the amazing Rays reliever that nobody knows. So I talked about Fireheisen one time. So I want you to do something for me. I want you to go on Baseball Savant right now and look up Jason Adam. Jason Adam. This guy has been absolutely incredible. Like when we talk about Fireheisen, yes, he has been fantastic as well, but Jason Adam is a super close second. He's got, a 0.78 ERA in 24 appearances, including 14 in a row scoreless. This guy has, ridiculous movement on all his pitches. His slider is absolutely filthy. He has the highest average vertical movement on his breaking balls, and he has one of the highest fastball spin rates in the league. The thing about Jason Adam is he's like a true 3-pitch guy, but he uses all 3 of those pitches equally. I think he's sitting at about 30 and change % on all of them. And he keeps batters off balance, and it's just awesome. I love seeing him come out of the pen. He's one of the more dominant relievers I've seen the Rays have in a long time, and that's saying a lot. He just comes in and shuts the door every single time he comes in to pitch, and he is definitely one of the guys that the Rays just pump out. He's like a generic MLB The Show player, but he has been fantastic for them this year.
Yeah, I bet he's probably not even a bronze on MLB The Show, but he's just absolutely balling this year. Yeah, absolutely balling. I mean, I'm looking at his percentiles right now. He's above 90% in literally everything besides velo and walks. I guess he walks people a little bit, league average is 50. Nothing even. It's not even bad. The he's got 29 strikeouts in 23 innings.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have overpowering stuff too. I mean, he sits low 90s on his fastball. The guy it's just efficient.
He's old too. He's 30. He got drafted in 2010.
Yeah, he's been with the Cubs for a couple of years.
This is a good find. Gosh, I want to know, chat. I know I brought up MLB The Show. Who's everyone's favorite card this year? Very curious. Who's the Cabrera of this year's MLB The Show? Because I haven't played it that much. I was addicted last year. I just haven't had that much time this year. Who is the Cabrera of MLB The Show this year? Need to know.
It's facts. Randy Johnson. I hate that card.
Is there a 99 Randy Johnson right now that's out?
Well, it's the overall collection card thing.
It's the end goal card, the one you get when you collect. Okay.
Yeah, but they have another one that I think is a little lower rated that a lot of people use that still absolutely sucks to face. Dallas Keuchel is also very ass to face. I have him on mine though, so I'm cool with him.
Dallas Keuchel, someone said. Love it. I used to play Diamond Dynasty, guys. Billy the Kid just asked. My team was nasty last year. I just haven't played that much this year. I love MLB The Show though. It's probably my favorite game. Okay. I've got another one. Framber. I always call him Frambler. I don't know why. Framber Valdez. This dude has been unbelievable. I mean, the Houston rotation has been incredible, and he's a main component of it. Main reason why. The dude's 6-2 with a 2.6 ERA. He's been absolutely dealing. Yeah, that's a good one. Joe Nadone, innings 2 through 6. He's the best. He's really incredible. He's pitching again today. Guys, let's just watch him give up a run in the first, and let's live on the Nats after. I'm not allowed to though, so someone else has to do it. But Framber Valdez, he's second in the MLB in quality starts. He's got 9. Nobody talks about him because he's on a team that has Verlander and a bunch of other big names. But Framber has been absolutely holding it down. His nickname's the Bulldog. He's got heart. He's not, beating you with overpowering stuff. But the dude goes out there and absolutely deals. He's having a career year. Some dude that a lot of people don't even know, but he's balling. Lefty. Got to root for him. Really, really like him. And if he's pitching like this the whole year, the Astros are going to have a very, very good chance of making a run if they have to. Because he's making it so they're going to have to keep him in the rotation come playoff time. That's how well he's pitching.
Yeah,
I'm impressed. The dude's nasty, having his best year. Underrated guy who people don't talk about, but absolutely dealing this year.
Yeah, 100%. He's been really good for them, and I think when you have the guys at the bottom of that rotation that have been pretty inconsistent, like Urquidy, I mean, even Javier, as of the last couple of weeks too, he's been a good steady presence for them, trying to meet that in the middle as far as the top guys in that rotation as well, like JV and everybody else. But yeah, I think he's going to be a super key part to how they fare against most likely the Yankees come the playoff time. But I think having those top of the end starters, he's going to have to fit into there somewhere. And if he can continue to be that, I think they have a decent chance. Not that I'm not picking anybody but the Yankees at this point, but he can help contend.
100%. So you got the Yankees winning the whole thing right now. It's not even a question.
It's hard. It's hard to pick anybody else because like I said, they're doing this all with a lot of guys missing in their lineup or just coming back, and then you got like their starters are overperforming, absolutely, but they're not in a spot where I think like aggressive regression is coming. Like they're starting to like Taillon is finally starting to be the guy that we've expected him to be. Nestor is going to be Nestor. A lot of those guys like Garrett Cole is the worst starter right now, and if that's the spot that you're in, I don't see how you can.
Good spot to be in.
Yeah,
it's actually incredible. It's incredible. Do you have another guy? Do you have another underrated guy? Because the last one, I don't know if you can top it, but let the people know.
All right, I don't know if I can. Just let them hear it.
Pulled a dude who I would, if you held a gun to my head and said, "Is this guy in the major leagues?" I'd say no.
Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't a Rays fan, I wouldn't know anybody. So I wouldn't have a clue. But yeah, we'll stick with Framber to end it off.
Oh, they have a Matt Brash 95 card. Is that what someone said in the chat?
That.
Dude, that card's probably nasty.
It's got to be.
Yeah, 100%. All right, what else you got?
I don't have another one. I figure we can end it with Framber.
I got a bonus pick, and I got to talk about my guy, Alejandro Kirk. Get the mans to the damn All-Star game. Get him the All-Star game. He's hitting a couple home runs this year. His power's up a little bit. The dude is so consistent. I genuinely think that he has a smaller strike zone, and that benefits him. I watched it last night. He had a couple pitches called against him that were in the square and were not called because the dude's literally 5'5". Like he makes 0 sense. How could he not love the guy? He's got to legitimately be 5'7", 280 is probably what he's clocking. I don't know what his numbers say online, and I don't care. I'm not shitting on the guy. I think it's extremely impressive watching him haul ass around the bases. It brings joy to my eye. It brings joy.
He doesn't have to go around the bases and haul ass because he's hitting tanks. So you can try.
Literally, he's hitting bombs this year, which is new for him. And the guy literally doesn't strike out. I mean, last year, dude, I got to pull up this stat. It's absolutely ridiculous. But hold on. Of course, my shit went away. I gotta redo this dude's stats. You got to listen to how many, like he does not strike out the commentators. I was watching the game last night because I had the under and it was on late. They were gassing him up so much, as they should. I mean, he's awesome. He struck out 22 times all of last season. Jeez. It's unbelievable. He only played 60 games last year. This year he's played 47 games so far. I mean, that goes to show you that he's hitting so well they can't take him out of the lineup this year. He's got 15 strikeouts in 47 games. People don't do that anymore. That doesn't happen in baseball anymore. The dude's a stud. And he's got 5 home runs this year. He had 8 all of last year total. He's got 5 already this year. He's hitting nukes. And he's hitting 306, guys. He's hitting 306. Incredible. I love Alejandro Kirk. I honestly might have to get his jersey. And if he gets a cool MLB The Show card, catch me playing it because I'm going to have to check it out. I love him. He's awesome. Favorite non-nat.
Can't blame you.
Trent's asking you a question about your prize picks. I don't know what inside info he has.
Do I already have a 5? Yes, I do. I do have a 2-teamer locked in for 5 units.
Ooh-wee.
I do.
Can you let me know what it is so I can bet right now?
Yeah.
Or do you not want to release it?
Or yeah, I guess I'll wait for the stream to talk about it. But
okay, we'll wait for the stream.
There's one very familiar pick in there. I'll say that.
That's facts. Okay, that's fair. He goes, I'm gonna need that. Yeah, Trent, you are. Okay. And by the way, people ripping on Trent for his model or whatever. Number one, he actually hasn't been that bad with MLB. Number two, that's actually a sport that he knows. He played it. He knows baseball. Shit on him for all his other picks. He doesn't know shit about hockey or whatever. I don't care, but he actually does know baseball a little bit. So give the man a little bit of credit.
Model's been kind of solid.
Model's been fine. The model's been playing. The model's been here. Yeah, don't hate on the model. Trent's model's been good. Okay. You want to talk about some of these games today? I fucking love the card today. I love the card today. Let's go. Let's go. I absolutely love the card. I'm gassed up. I drank 2 Red Eye iced cold brews today. I am absolutely juiced up. I'm absolutely juiced up today. I'm about to run laps around my apartment after this, just for fun. Let's talk about the day game, I guess. People want to know. It's at 3:00. I guess they're going with her. It's a doubleheader today, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
They're going Gray and is Gray and Quantrill? Are they going game 1 or is it Hearn?
Yeah, Gray and Quantrill game 1 and then Hearn Pilkington is game 2.
Okay. By the way, I like Pilkington. He could have been a name on that list.
Yeah, he shoved that first start.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna give the same take. Well, the wind isn't blowing out tonight, is it? Fuck, the wind's not blowing out anymore, so I gotta kind of change my analysis in this game. But I'll tell you one thing. John Gray had his best career start in his last start. He had like 12 strikeouts. The dude absolutely dealt. Can we expect that again? Probably not. Cal Quantrill, maybe the biggest mystery in all of baseball. The guy has no good high quality pitches or anything really like that, but the guy wins games, and most importantly, he wins bets. He's the most profitable pitcher in baseball right now. The dude's absolutely dealing this year. He gets 0 value or 0 credit. But can we expect him to keep it up? I don't know. These are 2 starters who are coming off of either their best career starts or have been having, a very, very good year, better than they probably should be. It scares me a little bit. I do not really want to take an over with these offenses. They're so inconsistent. But gosh, man, is the over the play here? Or do we just hold our nose and take the small dog that nobody's going to take in John Gray? What are you thinking here?
See, I like Cal Quantrill, and I want to back him. Like, my approach on this game is I'm probably not betting this game just because I want to see how this first game plays out. I don't know what the play is here, if I'm being honest. I want to back Cal Quantrill. I think he's going to shove today. Will the Guardians bats give him the run support? I don't know. I'm definitely one to want to fade John Gray after I saw him dice up the Rays, and everybody's going to be super high on him when they don't realize that the Rays are literally a middle school offense right now. But yeah, I'm probably honestly I'll probably fade John Gray just out of spite. But realistically, this is a game I stay away from and kind of see how the first one plays out, then react accordingly for the second game.
I'm with you. And guys, after the show, I'll try to dig in and get some sort of play in this. I'll definitely have a little write-up and a lean. But if anyone acts like they know, if anyone comes on and on stream today and talks about how they have a 10U play on this game and they're so confident they know what's going to happen, it's absolute cap. This game is all over the place. Anything can happen in this game. Over, under, left, right, Texas, Cleveland. Anyone could win. Anyone could pitch bad, pitch good. I don't really know. This is a tough game to cap. Maybe the toughest game on the card. I don't know. But, guys, I'll dig into it a little bit after this, and we'll get something. We'll get something out. Somebody asked how we met. I honestly don't even know. I think I just found you in a Twitter Spaces, and you knew exactly what you were talking about, and just kind of kept you around, and now you're here. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's probably. I don't think it started with baseball. I think it probably started college basketball.
It was. You know what it was? It was the Southland Overs. Was what it was.
It was
100%. Javon was a very, very, very sharp. Good call, Ollie. Ollie beat me to it, but Javon was extremely sharp with college basketball and came. Would you come in the space? Was it one of my college basketball spaces, I think? And you were telling me about how all these Southland games go over and how they're just no defense being played and the pace of play. And I trusted you on it, and I watched the game, and it literally looked like they had like an 8-second shot clock. That's how fast they were running. And I was like, damn, this kid was spot on. And the over smacked. And by the way, that was extremely exciting basketball to watch. So I'm super excited.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just wrote it all year. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Super
South
fast
playing overs, bro.
Honestly, like the shot making wasn't bad either. It's not like they were just, running, bricking, and turning it over, and you got 15 fast break layups every second. But it was like they can make some shots.
They were good. They could score. Zero defenses played in that conference, which I love.
Yeah.
Which I love. But yeah, that's how we met, I guess, was you coming into spaces and giving me some crazy sharp bullshit that panned out. And that's how it's been going for the past months. You're killing it, my dude. Absolutely killing it. Okay. Let's go over some more games. Arizona Cincy. Oh, that's a gross game. What do you think about this Ashcraft guy? Do you think he's legit? This youngin? Doesn't even have a picture?
Yeah, he's looked very good in his first couple starts. He's looked really, really good. Tyler Gilbert has looked atrocious. I know people kind of think the name is familiar because he threw a no-hitter last year, but he's been throwing a couple in AAA, and I think he's had a double-digit ERA. Somebody just said he has looked really, really bad. And as far as the Reds hitters, he's kind of like analytics-wise, metrics-wise, and matchup-wise. I see some of the same things that I saw from Mad Bum yesterday, just with Tyler Gilbert, but worse. So I think as much as I kind of want to fade the rack on the D-backs guy, throwing a rack on the Reds today, I don't know if I can get myself to do it.
I actually think I lean the Reds in this game too. I'll be completely honest with you. The Reds love hitting left-handed pitching, and that's even with Joey Votto in their lineup. They have a very right-handed heavy lineup. They've been hitting lefties well all year. I don't really see what's stopping at Great American Small Park against a dude who people know from throwing a no-hitter. But like you said, the dude's been ass all year. I'm not scared of Tyler Gilbert one bit. I think the Reds go out there, they take care of business. There's a reason that 19-35 team is minus 140 today, and it's because they're probably going to win. I think the offense continues. I lean Reds as well. Red rack. Hopefully my man gets his money back. Straight up. I'm rooting for him. Jonah Doan pitches today. Guys, if you want to take the Nats, just wait till after the first inning when the Marlins score 3 runs, and then you can bet them. Although it would be very, very MLB-esque for him to have a lights-out, immaculate inning. He'll probably throw an immaculate inning in the first.
I'm like genuinely thinking about taking Marlins first inning money line. Like I'm genuinely thinking about placing that bet.
Is that even like, what are the odds? Are you looking at that right now?
I'm trying to pull it up, but
they got to have that on FanDuel. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I'm looking on FanDuel, but
he gives up a run in the first inning every single game.
Yeah,
he does it every time. I guess Yurfie would be a safe play too, because the Nats could get one off of Cabrera. I don't know. But the Cabrera's kind of nasty. I'll tell you one thing. Everyone on earth is going to be on Edward Cabrera today.
I know.
And that scares me in his second start of the year. That's a fact.
Marlins first inning money line is plus 250.
Yeah, because if it ties, it definitely doesn't cash, obviously.
Yeah, there's a tie option too, yeah.
What's the tie option?
Minus 135.
Huh. That's definitely a safer play, but I think you go with the value and just pray that Adone gets Adone is out. Evan Lee's going today. Is that true? My man Patrick coming in here with heat. That changes everything.
That does.
Let me check the Nats beat writers and see what they're talking about. Evan Lee actually had a really, really good first start, which is shocking. Gosh, is he actually starting for the Nats today? You've got to be kidding me.
FanDuel's got to get on their game. They still got Adone listed.
Evan Lee has a nasty curveball. I will say. Why is Jonah Doan not starting today? Somebody show me an actual fact that Jonah Doan is not starting today. God, they're 1-10 and Jonah Doan starts. Jesus, Murph. I'm not seeing anyone talk about Jonah Doan not pitching today. Yeah. So my man Patrick.
ESPN has Jonah Doan for tomorrow, but Action Network, FanDuel, all the the sites that I'm looking at have Adone today.
So RotoWire has them. I think it's Adone. But I appreciate everyone looking out. I'm not ripping on the dude who came in and said Lee is pitching today, but we need to get to the bottom of this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I trust the sports books. They don't fuck stuff up. So if they have Adone pitching today, he's probably going. I always go by the matchups listed on the sports books. That's because they really just don't mess up because money's on the line, right? Jonah Adone's getting up a run in the first inning. He probably won't because it makes way too much sense, to be honest with you. I should probably lock in fucking Nerfy.
Yeah.
But goodness gracious, the dude gives up a run in the first, at least one run every single start. Every single start. So if you're going to take the Nats today, wait. I'm not betting this game. I'm not allowed to bet the Nats. Honestly, it kind of is a Krabs play to take the Nats today, but I'm not doing it. And Jonah Adone will probably – this could be Jonah Adone's last start because I'm hearing Kate Cavalli's about to get called up, which is a dub.
Hey, Kate
That's a dub. What?
He shoved against us for years. So he went to Oklahoma.
Oh, he shoved against you in college. Yeah, the dude's a stud.
Yeah.
Stud. We love drafting college arms, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Texas-Cleveland game 2. Any quick thoughts on this one? I don't love this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll lean to whoever loses in the first game.
Correct.
I hope that the Rangers win game 1 because I would like to back Pilkington in game 2.
Also hope the Rangers win game 1 because I would like to back the home team in the second game of a doubleheader. Statistically, the home team only gets swept in a doubleheader 30% of the time. So no matter what the matchup is, it's always a good play to bet the home team in the second game. If they lose the first game, I will look to play them for sure. Let's go Rangers in game 1.
Even more so if our man Ernie Clement is in the lineup. I'm slamming.
I don't know why Ernie Clement's home run prop is the shortest out of all the odds, but it is. So if you guys are looking for a weird home run prop to take today, go ahead and take
who is
Ernie.
now for game 1. There's a large gap between everybody and Sam Huff.
What the fuck?
Which is also really strange.
Sam Huff does hit bombs though. I will say.
He does. At that Rays game I went, that was probably the hardest ball. He had a tank to left, and that was probably the hardest ball I've ever seen hit in person. That was a absolute laser off the bat.
Dude, now someone's saying Pilkington's out. Like, what is going on, guys?
Oh my god.
That guy's about to get banned if he's not. If he's capping. McCarty is pitching now. Who the fuck is that? Who's pitching today? Who's not pitching? Somebody tell me.
What's going
on? I'm not really in a rush to bet these games anyways. These games stink.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a game that I do want to talk about. Is this damn Cubs game. Cubs-Orioles. Anything you like in this game? Anything stick out to you?
I was originally leaning towards the Orioles, but I think I'm going to go back to the Cubs. As square as it is.
What?
I can't get myself to back Kyle Bradish right now. Like, I'm sorry. I can't. He hasn't been good.
Javon.
Can't do it. And I will say, too, in my 2-team prize picks, one of them is a Cub. So that's what it's coming from.
I'm sick to my stomach.
They're starting to get a little bit of steam too, which makes me feel a little better about it.
Hell yeah, the Cubs are getting steam today. They got a guy with a sub-2 ERA who's undefeated pitching against Kyle Bradish.
Well, I know.
They're getting steamed.
Yeah, it was sitting at a pick 'em and moving the opposite way at first. Now it's starting to pick up steam again the other way.
Yeah, they're getting 80% of the money, so it makes sense why it's moving. Is it moving that much? They're like -1. No, it's not even moving that much. If they end up like -130, that'll be sauce.
Yeah.
But I'm all over the Orioles. I'm all over the Orioles today. You can't explain to me or tell me your reasoning why Kyle Bradish and the Orioles are nearly a pick-em, facing a guy who hasn't lost and has looked incredible this season. You can't tell me if bets this easy hit all the time, nobody would ever be asking for spoon-fed bets, because this is the definition of a spoon-fed free. No way the Cubs lose. I can't tell you how many times we're going to hear Cubs first 5, Cubs money line, Cubs -1.5 on Trent Stream today. We're going to hear it a ton. And I'm putting my earmuffs on. I'm not listening to shit. Give me Bradish. Give me Bradish at home in maybe the weirdest line of the day. I don't know what's going on here, but I like it a lot.
Yeah. It's just, I think this is the square play that wins today.
Is this the one meal that the public gets to eat today? The one bet?
Yeah.
The one freebie?
Astros -1.5 might be the one too, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah.
I think the Cubs are also in that conversation just because they've been absolutely crushing righties. And the thing is with Bradish, like they're going to force him to throw strikes. And when you force a guy like Bradish to throw strikes, we've seen it time and time again. We saw it with this last couple starts, he struggles. And I think they're going to get him today.
Are the Cubs a patient team?
What's up?
Are the Cubs a patient team? Should I look up?
Yes, they're very patient teams. They're a very patient team, and they're the opposite in metrics as far as Bradish. Bradish really struggles in hard hit percentage, struggles in barrel percentage. Cubs offense is the absolute opposite. So I can't get myself to back Kyle Bradish today as much as I would love to because I've done it quite a few times. I can't do it today.
That makes the line make even less sense. You're telling me this dude is really made to be crushed, to be teed up a little bit. He's really built to be raked today, and the line is here to like what? You can't bet the Cubs today, man. You can't.
I might do it.
I might do it.
I might be doing it.
Golly, man.
I mean, honestly,
makes no sense.
I think that Baltimore is going to have a little better of a showing. I think I would probably like the under more.
Yeah.
That's what I would lean.
Because Thompson's probably going to be fine. It's not like he's going to give up 10 runs.
Yeah.
If I think the Orioles win, maybe the under is a safer play because Bradish is going to have to deal. This line tells me that he's dealing. I mean, the total tells me that he's going to deal. 8.5. 8.5. With the wind blowing out 15 miles an hour to left center. You kidding me?
Yeah. It moved down too. It opened at 9, I believe.
Wow. I think it might end up going back to 9 because I think it's -120 for 8.5 on the over, but I don't hate that under either. But wow, what a game. Damn, I'm pissed.
It's all right. I think we're on the same side on a couple other things. I know we're on the same side with the Rays.
Yeah, you want to talk about your Rays? Give your little pitch.
I mean, there's no pitch.
Man.
Like I know this is like kind of the opposite of what I've been saying because this is another line that just makes no sense. So I'm taking the line, but I see no reason for the Cardinals, the greatest historical lineup against lefties just ever in the history of baseball, against Jeffrey Springs to be, the Rays opened 135, 140, and they got steamed. I know a lot of people see the money distribution now, and it's about 50-50, a little more towards the Rays. But from looking at it last night, they opened about 140.
Yeah.
And then late last night, Cardinals were sitting at about 65% of the tickets, 70% of the money. And that was in the period where the Rays got steamed to about 150. So now it came back. So it doesn't make sense.
What does that mean when that happens? That means that some sharp bettors who are flagged either online by sports books or people who come in and win money regularly last night bet the Rays. That's what that means.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was talking to Peter a little bit too because he asked me about it, but he took the Cardinals. The Rays hit sinker ballers really, really well. And you got Dakota Hudson coming in who has been due for regression for some time now.
The most due.
Yeah.
The most due for regression maybe in the league.
Yeah,
besides Nestor or fucking Perez, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of kind of indicators that I'm seeing. Like even in like the runs and RBI category, there are two guys that are very rarely listed for the Rays, and Margot and Kiermaier is listed a little more often than Margot, but I've never seen Margot listed for this. Not once. So I mean, there's just a lot of signs that I'm taking the Rays. I was actually supposed to go to the game, but I got tickets to game 4 instead.
You got a better game.
Yeah, just a little bit. But
yeah,
I think there's just a lot of things pointing to the Rays today. I think Springs also coming off of a really bad start in Texas. He's going to come back home and shove. He's actually a guy with reverse splits, so I think that's going to play into the whole lefty
That's
versus righty
huge.
matchup for the whole Cardinals. So I think
Throw that shit out the window if he has reverse splits.
Yeah, he has a little more of an advantage there with his changeup that moves away from righties is a big asset in that matchup. But yeah, everything's pointing to the Rays today.
I wish I could take a -1.5. I can't because the total's so low. I think this might be a close one to the finish, but I will be on the Rays with you today. 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. I also think Oakland can win today. Straight up.
I'm kind of thinking they have a chance.
I don't know if I'm betting this one. I mean, they're plus 200. Give me a break. But the A's are cold as ice. They've lost a bazillion games in a row. The Braves are hot. Everyone's saying they're finally here, including myself, and I do think they're here. But good teams lose 3 games out of 10. Good teams lose 4 games out of 10. That's how it goes. That's why baseball's so awesome. You don't get undefeated teams. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I like the spot for Oakland. I don't think that Irvin is as trash as people think. I know he's a lefty, which scares me a little bit because the Braves don't mind hitting lefties, but I think it's insane value. This is a play where I think the Braves are getting a little too much respect here, in my opinion. I think this should have probably been closer to -170, -180 than -240. Kyle Wright is great, I think, but he's had a couple really bad starts this year. He's young. Maybe if Oakland gets a run or two early, we'll see. I don't think Irvin's that bad. I would stay away from the Braves today. That's my advice in this game. I don't know if I have the cojones to bet the Athletics yet, but I wouldn't bet the Braves today. That's my take on this.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think everything kind of aligns for Kyle Wright to have a really good start. I mean, he's a guy, like I was looking at some graphic that, kind of lines up strikeout metrics for props and everything. Obviously, the A's are terrible. They're terrible against his pitch arsenal, and he's a guy who's up there in the league in strikeouts, especially against a lineup like theirs. So I think he's going to have a good performance regardless. The question is just, will the A's show up a little bit? Because, I mean, they're really pretty decent on the road. I know I heard Ollie talking about that a little earlier. They're decent on the road. They just struggle at home, whether it's just, their motivation for the game or the fact that the A's ballpark is just huge and they're not a power hitting team. I think a lot of it plays into that, but they're also really, really good against the spread on the road, like he was saying. So there's a lot of different angles you could attack in this game, really.
I don't hate the under either. If I think Irvin, just like we talked about with the Orioles, if I think Irvin's going to go out there and do enough, and like you said, Kyle Wright's probably going to get his. Like, I don't see him giving up 10 runs today. Yeah. Right? I mean, it's the Athletics. Look at their lineup. They're trash. But I don't hate the under at all. I mean, Oakland can't really score. The Braves' bat's been red hot. They're due for a game where they kind of take the night off and they'll put up a crooked number because they've been putting up hella crooked numbers with the voice crack that I just had. They've been putting up hella crooked numbers. They have. I like the under here, too. I don't know if I like that better than Oakland yet, but stay posted. I think the Yankees lose today. I think they lose every day and then they win. But Italian's coming off of almost a fucking perfect game. And he's only -140 against Sands. Do you know who the fuck this guy is? I don't.
That's
who the hell is this guy?
I didn't even. So before, like I was looking at the lines before the start, like you can see it. I think in this, like the ticker that's going across when they still had the starter as TBD, it was -170 something. So
somehow now that they announced that Sands is pitching, the line is moving down. And guys, Sands has an 8 ERA and he's 0-1, and he's not good. I don't even know who he is. That's a line we got to keep our eyes on. I might end up betting.
That's pretty interesting.
Italian coming off of his best career start. Are you kidding me? He almost threw a perfect game. How many times are we going to hear the Yankees are at a discounted price today? That's what I think about that. Let me get the dog. We're going to hear the Yankees. We're going to hear the Yankees and the Dodgers are at a discounted price 1,000 times today. Straight up.
I honestly wouldn't have paid it back in the Yankees if it was still at that price. But now that it dropped, 20, 25 cents, that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
They announce a freaking milkman is pitching today for the Twins, and the odds get shorter. Give me a break. I know he's a prospect for them. I just fucking looked him up, but the dude has not pitched well a single time. We're taking him. He's getting his first career win today. Holy shit. honestly, another play in that game could be the over because Talion, I think, is going to get raked. That's what the line tells me. So don't hit the over as well.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about the Dodgers game for a minute, and then we're going to pass it off to the GOAT. But I keep going back and forth on this. Are the Dodgers the right play here, coming off of 2 losses at a discounted price? I know I just said it again, making fun of it. With Mike White on the mound, who's nothing special. Are they the play here against trendy Kopech, who everyone likes and has seen him pitch really well in prime time? Or do you take the White Sox at plus money? Kopech still could be underrated. People don't want to bet on the White Sox because they stink and they've cost people so much money so far this year. I can't tell what's sharp, what's square, what's up, what's down in this game. What are you thinking?
I'm the same boat. I don't know what to make of this game because I don't think there's one sharp side because there's so many different angles. Like Kopech is starting to become a very popular play, whether it's
White Sox have won 2 in a row for the first time in freaking 80 years.
Yeah, against a bum team, but
Yeah, this is tough.
Yeah, I don't get it. I probably won't be touching this game with a 10-foot pole. I just don't have any interest in it.
I'll have to wait and hear how many people on stream pitch the Dodgers.
I mean, I kind of lean the Dodgers, even though I don't really know what's going to be the popular play, to be honest, but I probably lean them just because I don't believe in the White Sox right now. I think Kopech, honestly, is getting a little less respect than I probably think he should in terms of his lines and props.
Yep.
So I don't know. I feel like you go either way with this game.
I'd probably lean Kopech. I also think the Angels win today. They're getting some serious reverse line movement already. That'll definitely be on my card. Javon, been a pleasure, my man. Have a great time tonight. Really excited to hear your prize picks on Trent's stream. Do I lean Rangers or Guards in game 1? I'm going to look into the game more. Give me a half hour. Check my Twitter. Javon, do you have any takes in this game real quick? You don't really have a lean either. We kind of talked about it. That game's kind of
I definitely lean Guardians game 2, though, for what it's worth.
Especially if the Rangers win game 1, which is what we're rooting for. Yeah. All right, guys. Been a pleasure. This week is going to be great. We're going to pass it off to Trent. Trent, please hit a fucking parlay today. The people need it. I appreciate you guys. Let's get it. We'll be seeing.